Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video on how to set up um, Moxfield and Spelltable, no, Moxfield and OBS, so that you've got your hand hidden properly with your hand displayed. Um, Actually, it might be easier just to show you an example of the setup. So we'll switch over to my main display where I've got OBS and my Spelltable Moxfield configuration here. On screen 2 we will enable the green screen effect in Moxfield. At the top right, click on player, click show green screen. You get the green background on Moxfield. I'll hide this again in my recording software so we can see the preview window in OBS. So this is similar to how it would be set up. I've got a range of backgrounds I can pick from, but we've got, most importantly, we've got the hand size, the library, graveyard, the exile piles. If I was to hover over a card in my hand in Moxfield, which is what I'm doing right now, you wouldn't see it in the scene in OBS. So when you enable your virtual camera to share your display with Moxfield, you wouldn't see any of the information. The one drawback with doing it this way is you can't just click and drag things from your library into your hand, because people will see the cards that you're putting in. So the quickest and easiest workaround for that is just to click once. You don't drag them, you just click them. If you're revealing them, you just drag them up onto the battlefield and do it that way. So to get this all set up and working how I've got it displayed here in OBS, we'll start from scratch with Moxfield showing us the green screen and the hand and all of that there. So we'll start from scratch in a new scene in OBS anyways, and we will click the new source button and we'll add a display capture. So we will create a new display capture, and I like to call this battlefield. Of course it's in use, so I'll just call it battlefield tut. And then we will select a display for this, and then immediately we'll see the whole Moxfield thing here. If your screens are the same resolution, it's going to look more like this, and that's fine. My displays are two different resolutions, so my canvas in OBS is a different size to my second monitor. So it's going to look like this to begin with. Now the quickest and easiest way to do the next step is to just you click on the scene, on the source in the scene. You'll get these little anchor points at the corners and on the edges, and we're just going to hold Control and Alt and drag these up so that we're hiding all of this relevant information. The next thing we want to do is hover on a card so we can see roughly where we need to crop the source to hide what the information display. So I'll drag this out to about here. We'll hover on it again. Okay, so we need to go maybe a little bit more, and now I want to hover on it tiny little bit more and it'll be hidden. So I'm hovering on it now. Obviously you can't see it. What I'd like to do as well is just drag this in, drag that down a little bit, and then we just fill the screen up with this. Obviously this means we are restricted to how much of the battlefield we can actually show. So you just be mindful of that when you're dragging things around on your battlefield. Just make sure you're looking at Moxfield so you can tell if it's still visible. Obviously I can go to about there on OBS, but if I reveal the other screen, it's actually a considerable amount of the play area is lost. So just be mindful of that. So that's the first step. The next thing would be to right click on the source and then go to filters, and we'll add a chroma key. We'll just call it chroma key, and we'll call the key, well, there we go, it's immediately done. What we can do is drag the similarity down so that you can see the canopy vista is kind of losing some of its internal colors in the card's art. So you can play around with these sliders a little bit to kind of get this to work properly. I don't actually think I did any of this myself, so on my own scene. But yeah, you can mess around with these, see if you can get a looking perfect. But I just like to leave it on defaults personally. You do lose a little bit of the coloring in some of the card arts, but that's no big deal. So actually what we'll do is we'll zoom in on this a little bit so you can see it a bit easier. Let's just drag this up, drag that out, and there we go. So we've added a display capture. We've cropped it with using Control and Alt and dragging on these anchor points here, and then we right click, filters, add chroma key, and then choose green, close. So that gets the battlefield and the chroma key. What we can do here is add an image, and you can just browse for a video file. I will go to here and we'll go Spelltable MoxPGs. I've probably chosen the wrong source type, sorry, that's my bad. We will delete the image. We'll add a media source, that's better. And then we'll browse to a video that you've downloaded to use as a background. So I'll choose this Rakdos Lord of Riots one. Click the loop button and just hit OK. And then we'll immediately have this Rakdos Lord of Riots background, or whichever background you've chosen. I'll just keep resizing this until it fills the screen properly without cutting off too much. And then all we do is drag it down underneath the battlefield, and then we've got the cards sitting on top of the Rakdos background. The next thing we want to do is show our hand size and our library, graveyard, exile, command zone piles. Command zone's kind of optional, but it's up to you. So the next thing is add another display capture. We'll create a new one, so I'll call this graveyard, lib gyx. Okay, and make sure you choose the other display again. And very similarly to how we did the background, the battlefield, sorry, we're just going to hold Control and Alt, drag up this all the way along, all the way down, and then I like to cut out the command zone, it's up to you, and then just resize this, throw it down there, and we will be happy with that there roughly. No, whoops. Yeah. Next is hand size. So again, same thing, display capture. Call this hand size. There's my phone ringing. Okay, phone call over. So we're going to create the hand size display. It's exactly the same as doing the library, graveyard, exile piles. We're just going to add another display source. Make sure you're on the right display. We'll resize this down a little bit for now, but all we're going to do is drag down to the top of the hand, left a little bit, and then up from the bottom, and all the way over from the right. This might be a little bit of a pain, but nah, actually that was dead easy. We can resize this to like fine tune it a little bit, so we can drag this down, drag that into the right, up, and from the left, and then just resize this down, so we can throw our hand size there on top of it. Obviously you can position these exactly how you want, or wherever you want. I like to put it all on this side. There's benefits and drawbacks to this. So the one benefit for having it all over on the left, sorry, is that when you click on your library drop down, people can actually kind of see what you're doing there. just a little bit. And then over on the left as well with the hand, this is one of the drawbacks, is it kind of just cuts that off. So there's pros and cons for doing it this way. Obviously it looks a lot neater and a lot tidier, but this also gives everybody else that you're playing with all of the relevant information, your hand size, your library, making sure that you're not kind of like just looking at the top card of your library like this and then dropping it back on top or whatever. It kind of stops you from cheating, essentially, is the easiest way to put it. Not that I think anybody would. It's just, it gives everybody else you're playing with a little bit of peace of mind. But yeah, that's just a very quick guide on how to set up Moxfield for Spelltable with OBS and make it look pretty in the process. Good luck in the tournament.